Hey YouTube, welcome back. My name is Chris, and this episode we are now covering one of my favorite seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh, and that is XZs or XYZ summoning. Unlike synchro summoning, it doesn't require you to have a specific monster in your deck, aka tuner monsters. As you saw in the last video, synchro monsters require a tuner and a monster whose level actually equals the level that you're trying to summon as a synchro monster. When it comes to XC summoning, though, it is very simple because they also went back and kind of revamped some of the older decks, especially, Yugi, Mai, and Kaiba, especially Joey. And of course, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal animation, there's number 39 Utopia, which we'll get into all that. So we're going to jump right in. Here you see there are different cards on the field. They're not really on the field, but the deck and the side deck are already placed in their set. So first we're going to start off with what they really are. So you have Harpy's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. As you can see, it's not... these aren't considered levels, they're considered ranks. So this is a ranked 4 XC's monster. It's a dragon, as you can see, XYZ. It's an effect monster. This one requires 3 level 4 wind monsters. This card's effect can only be applied or resolved while it has XYZ materials, meaning overlay units. They are called overlay units, and you'll see why. This card can attack your opponent directly. Your opponent cannot target any Harpy monsters with effects or for attacks. During each of your end phases, detach 1 XC's material from this card. Now this is an early print, so it's not going to say detach 1 overlay unit, but that's what they're called. Because they're going to, instead of being sent to the graveyard, the cards are stacked. So you'll have the 2 or 3 cards that are required. They'll be stacked underneath. And then every turn, you're going to take one of them and put them to the graveyard. Once it is out of overlay units, some XC's monsters get destroyed, but that'll tell you in their effect. Others, you just can no longer activate their effects until they gain overlay units again, which can happen 2 ways, by either trap card, or no, 3 ways actually, monster effect and magic. So this is like a basic first one. It's a 4 ranked, but it needs 3 level 4 wind monsters. So obviously you would use 3 Harpy Ladies. They're all level 4. They're all wind. So you would stack them. And every turn, if you did... Well, actually, yep, you have to do it every turn. So might as well take advantage of it. Next, let's see. Let's go up by, like, numbers. Alright, so this is one of my favorites because it's for one of my favorite decks. Shadow of the Six Samurai Shien. Now, the Six Samurai deck is by far my favorite deck. If you've ever versed me on Duel Links, and eventually on Duel Generations, when I get paid again, I have every Six Samurai card that has been released in the games. I don't have every single card released in person, because like the new Secret Samurais, or Secret Six Samurais, those cards I only have digitally. I do not have them physically. But this is a good one. Again, it's a ranked 4. It is a warrior. It says 2 level 4 Six Samurai monsters. So this one's specifically for the Six Samurai deck. And once per turn, during either play this turn, you can detach 1 XC's material from this card to target 1 face-up Six Samurai monster you control with less than 2,000 attack. Its original attack becomes 2,000 until the end phase, which is actually pretty good if you know how to use him. The Six Samurai deck is very... once you get to know it, it can be very fast-paced. You get to special summon a lot. And because you can special summon, it makes it a lot easier to XC summon or just to get your strategy going. So this is a good one. If you don't or haven't tried the Six Samurais, definitely try them. They're very fun to play with. They can get very competitive. And there's no perfect deck, so there's not one way to like use them. But next one we have is, let's go with Norito, the Moral Leader. This is a spellcaster. It takes 2 level 6 spellcaster type monsters, so it's not like to a specific deck. It just requires 2 spellcasters that are level 6. So once per turn, during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell or a trap, you can detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So it's a quick play effect. You would detach 1 material, send it to the graveyard, and if they're trying to activate an effect or an ability, or was it no? Nope, just spell or trap. Okay. So if they're trying to activate a spell or a trap, doesn't matter what kind, you can negate it, destroy it, and move forward. What's next? Okay. Hierophant of Prophecy, I'm guessing. Alright, see, he's pretty good. You know, 2800 attack, 2600 defense. Takes 2 level 7 spellcaster type monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card. Destroy spell or trap cards your opponent controls up to the number of spellbook spell cards in your graveyard. Okay, so this card, I can't stand this deck. It's so prolonging. It's a spellbook deck. The spellbook deck is a magician deck. It's, well, a spellcaster deck, and it uses a lot of magic cards. I think there's like over 20-something spellbook cards as magic cards, and then they only have like a couple trap cards specifically for them. But it's a very annoying deck. It's so stupid. So I wouldn't... There's only like a few spellbook cards you can use, you know, on anything or any monster or any spellcaster. But yeah, the spellbook cards are not a deck I'm a favorite of. I hate going up against them because they take way too long. All right, so on my top favorites, next we have Abon, Illusion Magician, and as you can see, it is like a epic dark magician. It is a spellcaster. It takes 2 level 7 monsters, so obviously 2 dark magicians. And you can also Xyz this card by using a rank 6 spellcaster type monster you control as the XYZ material. Okay, so then XYZ materials attached to this monster also become Xyz materials on this card. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card. Special summon 1 spellcaster type normal monster from your hand or deck. When the spellcaster type normal monster declares an attack, you can target 1 card your opponent controls. Banish it. You can only use this effect. Okay. So there you go. Limited edition. It's very shiny. And hold on so that I don't get any copyright. I'm still watching Yu-Gi-Oh! And I don't want the frickin' theme song buffering up my goddamn video. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, now I'm on Into the Shadow Realm. So we're back to Battle City after this stupid virtual world. And Kaiba versus Ghost of Burrow. And everyone's all happy again. And Merrick's no longer confused about what the fuck technology is. Because he's just like wandering around like, where are these fools? I need to find them. And Kaiba's like, I want to do my tournament. And, you know, you got little freaking Mokuba just joking around like, hey, big brother, is it time for my cameo yet? Yeah, I may quote abridged series stuff, so just be prepared for that. The abridged series is also very funny. They make fun of it, but they do go through every episode, as far as I know, for the first season. Alright, so aside from that short little break, let's keep on going. My next favorite. Explain to me why this is my favorite. Just someone in the comments, explain to me why this card is my favorite. And I am so upset because most of my Red Eyes cards are destroyed due to water damage. And one of my friend's kids kind of dicking around and, you know. So, yeah, as you can see, they're literally like deformed, some of them. It's very upsetting. But I'll show you. Skull Dice, Red Eyes Burn, well, these are actually extras. Red Eyes Transmigration, I love Red Eyes Transmigration, even though he can be a broken card sometimes. He destroys everything. Red Eyes Spirit, Rising Energy, Malefic World, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Lady of Dragon, Paladin of Dark Dragon, Lord of the Red. Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, and then you have, you know, Claw of Hermos stuff. The only one I think is good is Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword. But that's just me. So yeah, look at that. Look, all these, like, it's so depressing. I can't even. Like, I don't know what to do. Someone help me. I want to straighten them out. It's like I want to like press them like you would like clean and press money. Like someone tell me how to get these back. But yes, Infernal Fire Blast, Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon, Burning Roar, Bearing Meteor Crush because I love causing damage regardless. Red Eye Spirit, Paladin of Dark Dragon, Standing Destruction. Oh, it was my Dark Dragon Ritual that's really bent too. There you go, Claw of Hermos, Double Coston, my Red Eyes Darkness Dragon. Meteor of Destruction, there you are. Oh, at least you're still intact. This is my gorgeous Slifer the Sky Dragon. Now I remember I put him in my Red Eyes deck because it's easy for me to get my Red Eyes on the field 3 times. Okay, here we go. Blackstone of Legend. Oh man, he got a little. This is so upsetting. And I'm showing you guys this, so. Keeper of the Shrine. Red Eyes. One of my favorites. There's got to be a way to like straighten them out. I mean, putting them in a book doesn't work. I've had people tell me, oh yeah, just like, you know, put a card in each page and like, you know, close a book, a heavy book. And I'm like, okay, cool, I did that and it didn't work. And as you can tell, that was the fruit of my labor with these cards. So anyway, yes, the Red Eyes deck is by far my favorite Red Eyes deck. My favorite Red Eyes deck is my favorite Red Eyes deck. That didn't make any freaking sense. Pardon me, I'm a little bit lit. But we also have one more group of XYZ monsters I want to go through. These actually make up the Zexal anime. So you have the main character, Yuma, and he doesn't have any of these cards until he like unlocks a power in his key, unleashes a spirit, kind of like Yugioh with his puzzle, and all of a sudden he needs help regaining his memory and by dueling and, you know, finding the number cards. So that's why you'll see numbers in front of some of them. So this was the set that I love. I mean, it can be a little bit annoying to deal with just because it's part of the main series. So obviously this deck is going to take care of business. So first off, we have number 39, Utopia. He's a ranked 4 warrior. 2 level 4 monsters. When any player's monster declares an attack, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card, negate the attack. When this card is targeted for an attack, while it has no XYZ materials, destroy this card. So yeah. It requires materials to use, but you basically have like a negate attack twice with him. You can overlay XYZ monsters. So what you would do if you wanted to create Utopia Ray, you would say, you know, all right, I still, with number 39 Utopia, I open up the overlay unit to summon number 39, or see number 39 Utopia Ray. This is his evolved form, if you want to call it that. Okay? So, like it says, 3 level 4 light monsters. You can also XYZ summon this card by using number 39 Utopia, as we just did. As you control it as an XYZ material. XYZ materials attached to that monster also become materials on this card, so the more you use, or like, you know, if you don't use his abilities, the more times you'll have to use his ability. You can detach 1 XYZ material from this card. It gains 500 attack, and 1 monster your opponent loses 1000 attack until the end phase. But you must have 1000 life points or less to activate and resolve this effect. So, honestly, he's good to summon if, like, number 39 is, like, held up by, like, a negate attack, not a negate attack, like Shadow Spell or Spellbinding Circle or something that prevents him from attacking. He is a same card, but also a different card, because as you can see, it's Chaos. They go into Chaos numbers. So number 39 becomes Chaos number 39. So it's a different name, but same monster. But now you can cancel out any restrictions that are being upheld. And if you can hold out a little bit longer, there are there's two ways you could go. I actually don't have the light version of Utopia Ray. It's supposed to be Utopia Ray Victory. There's one. And I don't have him. I have him on my PS3 version, but because I don't really care for his ability, that's why I didn't get him. But Utopia Ray V, the only way you can bring these guys out, as you can see now, they are ranked 5, rank 5. This one's rank 6, and this one's obviously rank 10. All right, so, but these are all part of the same series. These are all evolutions of number 39, as you can see, 39, 39, and then number 99, but that's kind of like at the end. So what I want to say, because I'm getting so long-winded with this, is that in order to evolve him from this stage to this, you require a magic card known as Magic Numeron Force or Rank Up Magic Variance Force. Again, if you know the series, you'll know. These are also other cards. Rank Up Magic Limited Variance Force. And then the one I have in my deck, or like my actual deck. Why are these upside? Oh my god, they're so bent. Alright, so some of these. So Gagaga Magician level 4. That's the basis of this deck, are Gagaga monsters, and they can help special summon each other or make each other the same level so that you can summon number 39 onto the field immediately. So if you have a lot of Gagaga monsters, definitely keep investing. Rank Up Magic Astral Force. Number Wall is good to have so that only numbers can destroy number cards, because in the animation, number cards cannot be destroyed by any other card but number cards. This is the one I was talking about. Rank Up Magic Numeron Force. Look how epic that looks. And shiny. And what it does is it pretty much evolves your Utopia to a monster one rank higher but of the same name. So as you can see, he's number 39, Utopia Ray. And then it just brings it up to another star. And then you would summon him also right on top of this. So now look how many overlays you have. These are how many overlay units you have now. I mean, plus, God forbid, you didn't waste any of the 2. So now you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cards on one. No, 5 cards on one. And his ability is 3 level 5 monsters. When this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, either by battle or by card effect, you can target one XYZ monsters in your graveyard, return that target to the extra deck. If this card has a Utopia monster as an XYZ material, it gains this effect, which obviously the only way you can summon this is to have Utopia as an overlay unit. So I love his ability because it's helped me win so many duels, online and in person. Come on, focus in, there we go. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card, then target one monster your opponent controls. Destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's attack points on the field. So now, he doesn't even have to attack. I can just detach a material, send it to the graveyard, and destroy my opponent's monster, and they take damage equal to that monster's original or attack points that it had when it was on the field. Next, if you want to go even further than that, that's when you have to go to Utopia Beyond. Now, I've never really used Utopia Beyond because I've never really had to. If this card is XYZ summoned, the attack of all monsters your opponent controls becomes 0. Once per turn, during either player's turn, you can detach one material from this card. Target one face-up XYZ material, the XYZ monster you control, and one Utopia monster in the graveyard. Banish the first target, and if you do, special summon the second target, then gain 1,250 life points. So you're pretty much banishing target one face-up. Okay, so you have to sacrifice a card to pretty much summon or special summon Utopia back from the graveyard, and then you gain 1,250 life points. 3,000 attack, 2,500. Okay, so next, which I've used once, but I love him because he does look epic. You can't really tell where his head is. I gotta, hold on, let me look at this. Where is his head again? Oh. Alright, so there it is. It's that little, tiny little thing there. Yep. Alright, so he's almost like Bahamut. That's why I like him. He's pretty like large and epic. He's a big dragon, level 310. This can also be XYZ summoned by discarding. Now to get him on the field, you have to discard a rank up magic spell card. So you're not going to use it, you're just going to discard it. And using Utopia monsters you control as XYZ materials. Of course, the materials that are on those cards also become materials for this card. Once per turn, you can target one number monster in your graveyard. So it doesn't matter what number it is. Special summon it in defense position, but its effects are negated. During either player's turn, when a monster effect is activated that targets this face-up card, you can detach a material and negate the activation and then destroy it. So, attack 4,000, defense 2,000. So this is like the Utopia theme deck, which what Yuma uses. This is a number card, another number 9, Dyson Sphere, which is what I like. So this just requires 2 level 9 monsters, which it's kind of hard to come by. Gotta have actual level 9 monsters. So we're not going to get into that. That one's just a spare. So we've kind of gone over them. For the XYZ monsters, should I show you guys on the field how to do it, or did you guys kind of get the grasp of it? Well, I think we covered it. You know what? Let me see if I can. I'll make one more example. Because honestly, it's really not complicated. It's a lot easier than synchro summoning. I would always prefer XYZ over synchro. As you can hear, Merrick's in the background bitching and moaning. Oh yeah, these all go with the magicians. This goes back with the harpies. This goes with 6 Samurai, and this goes back to my Red Eyes. Alright, so, real quick, say you've, just to make it real. Alright, say you've already gone through some cards, you finally have a Dark Magician on the field, and then you get the ability to special summon another one. So now you have 2 Dark Magicians on the field. Now, you can either attack with both, or, as I said, open up the overlay network and XYZ summon Abon Illusion Magician. And from there, you just read your card and play as you would normally play. Whereas with tutor monsters, I cannot stress this enough, I actually can't stand synchro monsters. I really don't care for them. The only thing that was cool about it was 5Ds, like the animation, that was cool. Akiza and her Blackthorn or Black Rose Dragon. You had Yusei with Stardust Dragon. I really didn't care for Jack's, whatever it was, Fiend Dragon, whatever the hell it was. And the Ancient Fairy Dragon, it was like stupid looking. I don't know, I really couldn't get into it. But I believe if anyone is a Yu-Gi-Oh fan, just go with what you like. I experiment with different cards. Unfortunately, I had no choice but to get the Pendulum Monsters only because it came with the set. But if it didn't, I wouldn't have cared because I just really don't use them. If anyone cares for them, maybe I'll give them out. I don't know, maybe I'll give them away. But that's it for XYZ summoning. I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking this out. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's see, I'll think about another video to post. And until then, may your hearts be your guiding keys. Until next time.